A big gift came in from the Prime Minister and the government to women on Women's Day, and that was a 100 rupee slash in the prices of cylinders. The Prime Minister hailed it as a Nari Shakti or woman empowerment agenda, and also the fact that this is going to improve the budget and the women will be very happy with this kind of an announcement. But politics is not far behind. Almost every party in the opposition spectrum has called it a jumla. They've accused the government of doing this only, which is piecemeal, which means nothing much, and with clearly an eye on elections. Well, when we did speak to the minister concerned, Mr. Hardeep Puri, he gave out hard evidence to show that there have been periodic revision of the prices of the cylinders based on the global crude oil prices. And he in fact counter-questioned the opposition parties by saying, what is it that you did when you were in power? Well, Manikam Tagore and the Congress leaders also came out with statistics to claim that when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, the price of cylinders was much, much lower. It has been increasing over the years. But what has not been pointed out, and which something the government is pointing out now, is the Ujjwala Yojana. The Ujjwala Yojana is a flagship scheme of the government, as a result of which, especially in the rural areas, women have been able to improve their health. It's more economical, it turns out, because they go in for a different medium. Instead of over a chulha, this time they cook as far as the cylinders are concerned. And the price of cylinders has been subsidized over time. But more than that, the accessibility of the cylinders, that's been increased. The number of subsidies also has been increased by the government. Now, if you look out by the statistics which has been put out by the government and some of the harsh facts which have been given out by the government in its defense, is that the LPG cylinder in last year, cost around 1103 rupees. And under the Ujjwala Yojana, the price has come down. There was a 200 rupee subsidy given, which came down to 903. Today, if you look at the price of the cylinders, for those who are under subsidy, it comes at, it costs them around 503 rupees after the 200 rupee cut, and the LPG price is now at 803. For those who come under the Ujjwala scheme, it is now going to be costing only 503 rupees, which of course is seen as extremely economical. Women empowerment, women issues are certainly one of big ticket as far as the elections are concerned. It's not just the BJP, but the other political parties who are reaching out to women voters and making cooking gas affordable, slashing the prices. It also has a rippling effect which touches upon not just women as far as the health is concerned, but also entire families, because it brings down their budget. That's the argument which has been given by the government and by the minister. It brings down the budget, it makes it economical, and in that sense, on a special day for women, this comes across as a good news. We saw, for example, how one of the criticisms which the opposition parties made was that cylinders are working out to be expensive, especially in rural areas. You may have introduced the Ujjwala scheme, but buying those cylinders was working out to be expensive after a second or third. But again, the government's counter to that is that we have been keeping these factors in mind, and whenever the market rates or the crude oil prices permit, we go in for a periodic tweaking of those prices and change in the subsidy levels as well. This, of course, is going to be seen as a landmark USP of the government. They're certainly going to be flaunting it up ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. But the government is very clear on one, that it's definitely not a jumla. It is actually a holistic approach by the Prime Minister and the central government. But very quickly, in a cabinet decision also which took place on Thursday, there are many more SOPs which were given. 300 rupees per cylinder for 12 cylinders was an increase in the subsidy rates which was given, and the Ujjwala scheme has been extended for the next 1 year.